Good. Thank you. All right, let's get moving along with the main talk here. Just that get the idea of like there's two levels to yourself, to be clear. There's belief systems. Let me say a little bit about what I even mean by belief systems. So let's be more clear. And that the fact that there are two parts of yourself. You're a split being on purpose so that you can keep learning to work with yourself, keep choosing your own self-love, self-partnership. You're a spiritual consciousness who is above belief systems. That's like looking down on a map. You can see all the possibilities. That's when you're in a more enlightened state, able to look at the world and just see like a range of options. I don't have to go fighting with this person or that person. I can just observe lifestyles. I'm grateful that people even showed up to be examples of things that I don't want to do. That's a pretty advanced enlightened state to get to not feel personally threatened by the problem people, just to be able to see them as helpful examples of, hey, I can see where that's a problem. I don't want to do that. I can see how that really messes up that person's life. I'm glad I saw a really clear case study of that. And then the human part of you is the part that's actually down in the map, in the belief system. So the spirit part is when you can rise above and get some perspective on things and reframe things, choose more positive beliefs and attitudes. The human part of you is the one that's down in a belief system, in a location, and it can feel very real. Like, oh my God, I'm bombarded by this situation. Oh my God, all these awful people doing these terrible things. It's going to happen to me. That's where your spirit and human consciousness needs to work together. Your human part is the part of you that's it's intensely real. I have real emotions. This is really intense. But the spirit part of you is this part that says, wait a minute, let's not react so badly that we make it worse. Let's just step back, learn some life lessons, and make better choices. I didn't have to be here. As long as I'm here, I want to learn more about myself so I don't have to come in here again. That way, you're getting to know the map of life and realize which places on the map you belong in. Clearly, at this point on Earth, there are territories that are like, the swamplands, off the cliff, in the volcano, whatever. You can't survive. You don't even want to be there. But that's the challenge of Earth. We get to know the belief system. We get to know maps. We're becoming map readers on Earth more than in other places. There are a lot of places in the universe where it's all just sort of safe and happy, but people don't learn to read the maps of possibilities and trust themselves and be able to make mistakes and pick themselves back up from mistakes. That's what we're learning on Earth. That's why it's so scary. Not because the bad stuff has to happen, but we're here to learn about the maps of belief systems that would get us into the bad stuff so we can pull ourselves back. So that's a little framework there. To talk about what I mean by beliefs then, it's that sense of a map, the options in life. A belief, you could use many words for it. It's your expectations. It's your assumptions. It's the way the world works. What makes sense to you? Like something bad happens. Oh yeah, that makes sense. People are bad. They cheat me. They do this and that. I misplaced some money. Oh, I bet somebody stole it. It's like those kind of jumping to conclusion assumptions. That's showing your beliefs. You have beliefs that you're holding on to. And the basic idea is you can know that a belief is bad for you, but if you're still holding on to it, it's because a part of you thinks that the alternative could be worse. I need to hold on to survival in a dictatorship because what's the alternative? To totally trust the universe and go out on a limb and be crazy and no, I've got to keep working that job. I got to keep doing it. You have all these parts of you that are so invested in that way of surviving that even though it's battling the odds and battling the enemy, you think, well, I can still get by. I can still get by. Well, the world is becoming so dangerous with some of these belief systems. It's not because bad things have to happen. It's not because the universe is against you. It's because the universe is trying to push you off of survivalism. Stop thinking that you can get by one more day. Go out on a limb. Trust yourself. Be more of who you really are. Let go of the people that you never really liked and you're clear that they're not right for you. Get with more of the people that would be good for you. Take some more risks to be your real self. So beliefs, assumptions, expectations, worldview, you change your beliefs when you reframe things, you get a more positive attitude, you try to see things a different way. That's what we're talking about with belief systems. And yes, there are levels of belief systems. Oh, I think I mentioned this in the manifesto. So let's read that. The manifesto is where, hey, this is my passion. This is my life, to understand how the universe works and share it. So I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm also a spiritual student. I'm not on a pedestal. I'm not rehashing stuff I've learned from other people. This is like me constantly learning, constantly vulnerable, constantly like becoming more and more of a friend with this amazing universe that is out to help you, not to hurt you. So I get lots of ideas for, topics, and then I'm guided to a topic. This week's topic, I really live these topics. I had some intense experiences this week that I want to share at some point. But basically, the manifesto is where a few days before the meeting, I'm like, okay, let me just get into a flow. Let's channel what ideas come up to me. I mean, channeling your soul, channeling the real you. That's just when you get into a flow. You trust what kinds of ideas and memories are coming to you. You let it come together. So the manifesto, I'll read a few paragraphs to help guide the meeting. And as I recall, the manifesto, it says something about these levels of beliefs, understanding what beliefs even mean. So let me read that manifesto and see what you get from it. And where, let me bring up, okay. So today's topic, how your beliefs can make all emotions and experiences positive. My original title, by the way, was Master Belief Systems to Benefit from All Experiences and Emotions. And then it was like, there are very few signups, so I thought maybe that's not sexy enough. It's like, how your beliefs, like we like how-to kind of things, how your beliefs can make your emotions and your experiences all positive. And it's true, they can. So, see what you get from this description here. In this most challenging time in human history, the key to a positive future is mastering your belief systems. You don't believe it? Exactly. Problems become opportunities when you believe there will be an answer. If you don't believe something's possible, you can't even begin to try it. Now, if you knew the solution for every urgent need, you would be excited, not scared. You would be grateful for so many ways to help the world heal and grow if you believed that there would always be an answer. The challenge is, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know that you don't know all the solutions. You need to know that there are solutions, that the universe loves you. It will bring the solutions to you. I'm embellishing a little bit on what I wrote here as I go. So the true source of security is not things or knowledge or facts or whatever, because those will always be limited. The true source of security is your relationship with the universe itself, which is alive and it loves you totally. The universe will always give you everything you need to be happy and healthy forever. That's the true source of security. And you have that source, that connection to the universe within you. So trust yourself, go deeper in getting to know yourself. All that stands between you and your own thriving destiny, not just surviving, not just getting by in a dangerous world, but actually thriving in a safe world that supports you, that is your destiny. And the only thing that stands between here and then are your beliefs that say that's not possible. No, the world is so bad. It can't be that way. It can already be that way right now if you're really connected with the universe. It will guide you safely around all the pockets of danger. So instead of seeing, I know that the classic way of seeing the world is like, oh, it's a big, bad, scary, dangerous place with little pockets of safety. It's actually the reverse. The universe is completely safe, a beautiful, amazing source reality with these little pockets of danger. So let yourself be guided around the pockets of danger. You can feel connected with the universe and always be guided to be always safe, always happy, even now, starting from where you are. As hard as that may be to believe. Hey, I'm human like you. I have trouble believing this stuff, but then I have great experiences that say, yeah, that's real. This is real. Let's keep going. So join us Sunday, September 28, 2025, for a free empowering talk on how belief systems work to release the false negative beliefs that cause suffering and welcome the true positive beliefs that make life wonderful. Many folks think there's something bad and wrong about Earth, humans, or both. And those are just beliefs. But if you agree with the beliefs, that's the sense of believing. When you agree with something, oh, that makes sense. That must be the way it is. I can expect that. That means that you believe in something. You buy into it. Really ridiculous false beliefs, you don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. It's like, I don't believe that's the way life works. It's when you agree, like, oh, that's the way life works. Dictators could come and kill me. That's the way life works. Dictators cannot come and kill you if you're connected with the source and guided to safety. So, but if you agree with beliefs that are dangerous for you, you'll get emotional reactions that drive your behavior. And unfortunately, there's no single result to control here. It's not like you could say, well, this belief causes this reaction, just need to not do that. No, people love physics and science because it's the same for everyone. That's the whole point of physics, right? Here's a machine. Anyone in any mood can push this button for the same repeatable results. That gives a sense of control and power. And hey, then you just get afraid, like, well, what if the bad guys get this machine? Because they could push the same button and have the same result. But the source doesn't work that way. The bad guys cannot work with the source. They fundamentally cut themselves off. And the more you work with the source, you are fundamentally safe. So reality itself is a giant belief-driven machine. And the metaphysics of that are not objective, not repeatable results. You need to be connected to the source for your own life story, your own consciousness. So the same belief can generate totally different emotions and behaviors in different people. So hey, it might be good for somebody to believe something that is really wrong for you to believe. So you might expect human behavior to vary subjectively, to be subjective some amount, because hey, people do have different backgrounds, different life stories that help them handle events in different ways. So an example, a mechanic may, if they hear a loud sound, a mechanic thinks, oh, that's a car backfiring, and they get excited because, hey, I could think about how to repair that car. But then somebody else who's a refugee with PTSD, they hear the same loud sound, they believe they're being under attack, and they go into a panic. So that kind of complex, sympathetic explaining for different behaviors, that's psychology, which is wonderful. But reality creation goes even deeper. People have different ways of perceiving and conceiving the same events because they are each a unique center of awareness, of consciousness. Every consciousness makes its own copy of the entire universe, which is itself made out of consciousness. Everything, this is all consciousness. Everyone is the universe experiencing itself in a different way. It's a property of that individual. So you are the universe experiencing yourself through your position. So what's right for you, the universe can help you. It might not be right for somebody else who's coming from a different perspective. But behind us all is the universe trying to help everyone. So in practice, this can be kind of mind-blowing, like a fractal. Like, whoa, I am the entire fractal. I just got to keep finding my center. Don't get off-center. Don't chase other people as the source of your power. It would be like a fractal where it's like you're just flying all over the place. No, if you find your center and you can zoom into that fractal endlessly, that's your copy of the universe. So in practice, what it means is that you have your own soul. Your soul is your way of loving and helping in every situation. Call it what you like, your inner being, your higher self, your divinity, your essence, or quantum field. This infinite you has all the answers you will ever need to enjoy eternity, to live happy, healthy, forever after. You just literally, you need to believe in yourself, in your own consciousness, your own perspective, your own path. So, believe it or not, your beliefs create all of reality by filtering your experiences of your own unique infinite self. We are filtering the entire universe into our current position and what would be the next best step for us. So it's a big leap of consciousness to imagine that we are the entire universe. So this understanding that we can believe in ourselves, it goes in 4 steps. There are 4 steps of understanding how beliefs create reality. First of all, you realize you have your own preferences. As your own individual consciousness, you have things you like and things you don't like. Don't get fixated on what other people like or don't like. Just focus on what's right for you. So you may like broccoli, magenta, and cats, while others do not. So this kind of preferences direction for yourself, it creates 2 major kinds of belief systems. True positive beliefs are the ones that say you'll always have something to enjoy. There's always something right for you. So just focus on what you like and let other people do whatever they like. Live and let live. That's like finding your center of the fractal so you can zoom in infinitely. False negative beliefs say that you're blocked, You're deprived. Somebody else took what would be right for you, or there's nothing right for you. So you end up focusing on controlling and destroying what you don't like, hoping to someday get what you do like. That's negativity. Instead of focusing on what's good for you, you focus on what's bad for you. Why would you do that? Because the false beliefs are saying, well, they're in your way. You got to get rid of them first. Then you'll someday get back to what you like. As if war could ever lead to peace. Oh, if we're having enough wars and get rid of all the bad guys, then we'll have world peace. No, you won't, because people who live on wars, every time a little conflict comes up, it's like, oh no, we got to have another war. We got to have another war. It's like people who live by war, live by the sword, die by the sword. Peace leads to peace. You've got to learn skills of finding what's right for you and pursuing that, and trusting the universe will give you a path of always more of what's right for you. Let other people follow their own path. So, false beliefs. False beliefs are stupidly unsatisfying. So they quickly gang up on you to say you have no choice. See, life is meant to be fun. So the true beliefs that say, go ahead, focus on what you like. The universe will take care of you. True beliefs are immediately satisfying. Oh, I'm safe. I get to enjoy what I like. False beliefs, they're so unsatisfying because they say, well, yeah, someday maybe you'll get what you like, but first you got to focus on all the things you don't like and fight it and battle it. It never works. Very unsatisfying. So false beliefs are really stupid, and you would not naturally be drawn to false beliefs. So false beliefs, one of their characteristics, they very quickly accumulate. They gang up on you. All the qualities of dictators and demagogues, like all the ways you think, oh, the dictator's so amazing, like they just spew out all the lies and push all the buttons. No, they're just like throwing everything. They'll hit the side of the barn. They're just going with the false beliefs. False beliefs that gang up on you. Like have you ever had somebody that you disagree with? A civil disagreement, they focus on their opinion, their view of the issue. A person who's negative, they're like, no, you're wrong. I disagree with you. Everybody disagrees with you. All my friends, they say you're stupid, wrong, everything. You're going to die. You're so wrong. You get that. You've experienced that, right? When people just gang up on you and you're like, at first it can freak you out. It's like, what if they're right? What if everybody thinks I'm stupid? What if all their friends hate me? What if but then you start thinking like, this person, well, look at them. They're like desperate to invalidate me. They're ganging up on me. Like, I think there's something wrong with them. I think I like my choices. I think I'll go find somebody who likes what I like. I need to not be with these people that are ganging up on me like crazy. That's how belief systems work. The dictators and demagogues, they are just playing out that kind of ganging up, throwing out lots of lies, freaking people out. It comes from false negative beliefs. That the false negative beliefs must terrorize and paralyze you with unnecessary threats and lies to keep you from doing what you would like, and to keep you doing what you don't like, thinking like, oh, you got to do this just to survive. I got to go to the job that I hate just to survive. And then the opposite would be, remember, false beliefs that come in two extremes. Like they say, oh, keep going to that job you hate. That's the only way you survive. And then it's like, I can't take it anymore. So false beliefs say, yeah, just tell your boss off, like quit the job immediately. Like then you're going to be like, what, homeless tomorrow or something. It's like, no, there's always a middle path where you get to know yourself better. You do something reasonable in steps. That's true beliefs would guide you. So with false beliefs, you settle for survival when you could have thrived in a great life full of free solutions from the universe that you are. Just step by step, life getting better, able to handle what's now, able to look forward to even better tomorrow. All the fear and stress of these ascension times come from false negative beliefs. That's the challenge humanity is facing. And you get that idea. It's like there's technological solutions, sociological, everything, solutions for everything. Hey, people, why can't we just agree and work on it? Because they're facing the false negative beliefs. And you will too if you think everybody's your danger to you just because they're in their false negative beliefs. You're in yours if you think you can't just follow the universe and your own guidance from inside. So when you learn to recognize and change your negative beliefs to positive beliefs, you feel secure with the universe to enjoy your own preferences, your own path of what you like. And then you will graduate through 3 more levels of belief mastery. They are the human potential of winning with positive attitudes, the metaphysical potential of manifesting your desires, and the spiritual potential of co-creating with a living, loving universe that you become more of forever. So I'll talk more about that. But just remember, like, it all starts with like believing in what you like. Your preferences matter. That is your sacred path. For this meetup, consider what unfilled needs are stressing you out most of these days. What is your mind so worried that will never work out, you'll never get? And what emotions do you get stuck on from your mind doing that catastrophizing? How much do you know and believe you're on track to everything working out? How much do you feel sometimes like it's going to be okay? I'm making spiritual growth. There must be solutions. It's going to be okay. Sometimes you get that, right? And then a lot of times, maybe not. Well, after check-ins to share and relate, thank you, everybody, we will study the structure of existence, where you learn to be spirit and human together for a great time on earth. I already talked about that a little bit, right? Spirit above beliefs, seeing what's right for you. Human in the beliefs, having emotional reactions to tell you whether you made a good choice or not. You will see how belief systems work, so unhappy thoughts, feelings, and events can be traced back to the false negative belief judgments that contrast with the positive values that you would prefer. So everything that happens that's unpleasant for you, it can become pleasant as a learning experience when you get back to the false negative beliefs, the choices that weren't right for you, that got you down into that mess. You can back out again. And we will conclude with a guided meditation to forgive yourself for not changing sooner, so the beauty and strength of your human self can inspire you to follow your soul to the best future that's calling you now. Okay, so that's the manifesto. I'm going to talk straight to one meditation bonus time after one. So, but yeah, let's get this diagram going here. So I want to give a basic idea of how belief systems work, and then we're going to talk about some examples of how negative beliefs, they change everything, they rewrite everything. You don't even know how good all of your emotions are, how helpful every situation can be, because the negative beliefs are making you look at it in a helpless, disempowered way. But the fact is, every event, every emotional response you have can help you. Everything in the universe is built to help you. So here's you on the earth, your human self. And here's that sense of the source. And remember, it's a map. So maps spread things out. And if you're down in the map, you could say, oh my God, the source is so far from me. But no, it's all here now on one map. The source is always in you, around you, it's everywhere. So don't worry. But the source, and then your soul, you can picture as a circle within this giant circle. Really, your soul is your version of the entire circle, your flavor, your color, your style, your panache. You know, it's the you, the amazing, wonderful, unique you with certain gifts to offer yourself and to others. That's you. You are the entire universe in the form of you. But we'll picture it as a circle within the larger circle. And other people have their own soul, and that's where the source is acting like a multiverse, where every person is the universe. There's a multiverse of different lifestyles, and other people are just reflecting, exemplifying different lifestyles. And the multiverse, the source, let that network everybody. Let the source bring to you people who exemplify certain things you need to think about. It doesn't mean you have to live that way or that's going to happen to you. It's just something to think about. Oh yeah, remember Rod Serling in the original Twilight Zone? He would say, submitted for your approval. And then you'd see some weird story. Let life be like that. The source is just saying, okay, you're going to see something weird now, submitted for your approval. And then you see, like, you know, people doing things you don't like or people doing things you would like. You know, you can have both sides. You can see people like, oh my God, I obviously don't want to live my life that way. Like, stay away, stay away. Just make better choices, get to know yourself, be glad that you have an opinion on that. That's good. Then you can see people doing amazing positive things, and you can feel like, I'll never get there. I can't do. You can get there. Everything you see in your reality is something that you could do. Do you want to do it? If you see somebody who's like amazingly happy, successful, financially, socially, you know, love, travel, everything, and you think like, oh, I could never get there. You got some false beliefs right there. Every time something says something bad has happened to you, it's a false belief. that you've been holding on to, and you can let it go. Every time you see something wonderful and you think, oh, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, I need money, I can't do that. False beliefs. Again, just set your heart on something that's right for you, let the universe take you there in steps. So your soul, your way of loving, your solution to your life, to live happy ever after, is your soul is always guiding you. And this is what, animals, they follow instincts in nature. Nature works beautifully. It's a whole system. You are a whole system with the universe. Even the parts of life that are clearly out of alignment, things doing bad things, you don't have to go that direction. You learn from it. So it's always a whole system guiding you. And you can have intuition. But as a human, as any higher consciousness, you become more aware of your human self. And when you accept yourself, very key to accept yourself, accept the situation you're in, accept the emotions you're having. Don't necessarily react to your emotions, because your false beliefs may be telling you how to do your emotions in a way that's bad for you. Like, oh, you're angry at this bad situation. Oh, it means you got to go shoot that person. And then you're like, oh no, I wouldn't want to get angry. I'm going to shoot people. Like, no, that's false beliefs saying like anger only has to be violence. Anger could be a clarity of boundaries. That's what positive anger does. See, I like to have positive and negative for everything. Negative is just some way of using something, of understanding something that isn't good for me. Positive is better for me. Positive anger is about being clear on what's not right for you, and so you set boundaries. And you set boundaries of your own principles. It's not violent boundaries to push away the bad guys. Stay out, stay out. No, it's boundaries inward facing where like I withdraw myself from negative situations. I live my principles. I'm a loving person. I'm a trusting person. I look for people I can love and trust. I don't love and trust people who are dangerous. So I'm an honest person. I'm a responsible person. Your own boundaries, that's what positive anger does. Positive anger is when you realize this is really bad for me. It makes me angry. Something's got to change. What changes is, I get to know myself. I set better principles, make better choices. Your anger will dissipate. Anger is not meant to be chronic. The army, the military makes a profession of chronic anger, keeping people constantly outraged, constantly afraid and angry, so that you'll do whatever they tell you to do. Just like false beliefs would say, like, run out and shoot that person. No. And it's like, I'm going to withdraw from a violent society and I'm going to follow the source, which will keep me safe. So you get like false beliefs say like, well, if you don't engage with that society, you're completely helpless. Again, false. Like, actually, if you don't engage with a dysfunctional, dangerous society, you're completely safe with the source will guide you. So the diagram to fill it out, this is your spiritual self who, when you accept yourself, you will naturally move into more of a perspective on your life and see better options. So it's between the two that you have the belief systems that when you're down in a belief, in an experience, you have emotional reactions. Embrace your emotions, but don't necessarily react right away, because you might react with false beliefs. Go to the spiritual consciousness where you can observe the options, and then you choose the best option, such as, oh, I want my anger to focus me on a more purposeful, principled life. And you see a lot of people whose anger and tragedy and such, it drives them to then, they could still be vengeful about it, but you see a lot of people like they have a life based on making the world a better place because they were angry once and now they're focused on what they really care about improving. So, and you're not alone in the world. Very important to realize when you do this, when you make peace with your human experience from a spiritual perspective and you see the options, that's the idea of these 4 archetypal levels. The physical, you can always, this is a great way to start centering yourself, connecting with yourself. What's my physical situation, my emotional feeling situation, my mental, my thought situation, and my spiritual, my values, what's exciting me, what's really I'm passionate about. These 4 levels of human experience, very important. So you can see this when you go up to the spiritual level, but then you still don't know everything. What do I do? Like, oh, I want to choose love. Now what do I do? Let the source be real and guide you. Very important to not think like, oh, I'm the highest power. That's going to lead back into the negativity. No, you let the source guide you with your higher self, has all the answers for your life, and then there's a future self, the you, who's gotten through the current situation in the most positive way. You actually, time is all simultaneous. You always have a you can call upon. Hey, future me who mastered this situation, you love me, I would love myself. I would love to give myself the answers from the future, but you're there, I'm here. Hey, future self, tell me, like, what direction I should I go in? I have a pretty good dialogue with my future self, my higher self, my soul these days, but just have this sense of you are a part of a whole family, a whole continuum from your source all the way down into your human life, all the levels of you to give you guidance so you'll always be safe. So that's one point to get that diagram. And let's talk about, so at the mental level, this is where the belief systems are. We can relate to this as mental thought, but it's not intellectual thought. When thoughts and feelings really work together, thoughts are the more, visual kind of constructive kind of, this is what the world does kind of imagery. Feelings are your emotional response to things, and they obviously go hand in hand. I'm in a situation, these objects, these things around me, this is how I feel inside, and then based on my feelings, I react a certain way and do something, and then things change. So that's feelings and thoughts work together. But at the mental level, down in here are the belief systems. This is where it's kind of abstract, but you can get to the core beliefs that are driving your behavior. It's like if you lose some money and a part of you says, oh, somebody stole it. Where's that coming from? And you get upset and you remember times people stole from you, or you got paranoid that someone was stealing from you and you get upset and like all these thoughts, and you realize, step back, it's like, oh, underneath that, there's a belief at this mental level, a belief that people are out to cheat me. Well, remember, negative beliefs come in two extremes. The negative beliefs will say everybody's out to cheat you, or they'll say, oh, you don't believe that? Oh, nobody's out to cheat you. Trust everybody. Everybody's wonderful. True beliefs are the ones that are going to say, look, all possibilities exist. You need to get a perspective on, like, you don't want to be with people who would cheat you, but there are people who would not cheat you. Let's get you over to the good side of life for you, but don't judge anyone. So true beliefs are the ones that give you a clear glasses. You see things clearly. You see where to go. Negative beliefs are the ones that say either everything's against you or everything's for you. Fantasies of grandeur, success, or fantasies of, doomsday, paranoia, everybody's against me. Like extremes that leave you like freaked out and paralyzed, and you end up not doing anything. That's negativity. And that's what dictators and demagogues love to do, right? They just throw out all these lies to freak everyone out. You end up paralyzed. Like if you're for the dictator, you just sit at home voting for them, thinking like, oh, they're going to save me. If you're against the dictator, you sit at home paralyzed, thinking like, oh my God, they're out to get me. What can I do to oppose them? See, negative beliefs keep you disempowered. Positive beliefs will give you a clarity of like, yeah, the dictators, they're damaged people. I can have some compassion, and I want to heal whatever damage in me would cause me to want to be like a dictator, tell the whole world how to behave for my benefit. No, true positive beliefs are going to help me navigate the world as it is right now from a totally safe place of the sources in me. So more perspective there. I wanted to say something about this idea of 4 levels of beliefs. And it goes along with my idea of, this is what my soul presented to me. Years ago, in my 30s, 40s, I said, what is spirituality? And the answer I got popped in my head. It says, knowing what you like. Knowing what you like. What a wonderful, unpretentious, it's not like you got to be on a mountaintop and meditate and all this. You got to be a good person and do all that. No, just know what you like. Oh, I like broccoli, I like magenta, I like cats. That's mentioned that as examples that popped in my head when I was writing that. But just knowing what you like. So step one, know what you like. What you like. So that is where belief systems start from the human experience. And belief systems are actually coming down from the creator's perspective. You see all the options of life like a big map. From the creator's perspective, you see all the ways you could live life, and you live and let live. Just let all possibility exist, and then you pick where you think you would thrive, where it would be good for you. And then you jump into the belief system. That's when you start agreeing with something. I don't agree with the dictators. That's crazy stuff. They're going to die sooner or later. They're parasites killing their host. They're dividing and conquering themselves. No way I agree with that lifestyle. The only way I would maybe try that life or hang on to it is if I had false beliefs saying, like, there's no other way to live. You got to survive the dictators. Like, no, that can't be. So I'm going to choose a positive lifestyle. That's following your source guidance. And then you go down into a human experience and you experience some of these beliefs. At the mental level, that's where you choose beliefs, what you agree with. And so your source guidance comes through and it gets filtered through your beliefs. So the more you clear up your beliefs, turn the negative assumptions into positive spiritual beliefs. Yes, the universe loves me and wants to guide me to all good things. Would do that for everyone, but hey, some people are more stuck than others on negative thinking. That's not my fault, and I'll be nice to people. If I can't help them, at least I won't hurt them. But not my job to rescue people. A lot of people on the spiritual path get into I've got to rescue these people. I feel for them so much. If you're feeling so much for somebody that you got to rescue them and you got to make them have a better life, you are projecting a part of you. Let them go. Be grateful that they brought to you something so matching, so connecting, so pushing your buttons that you were desperate to make that person live better. Let them go. They have their own guidance, their own soul. They will figure out their life. You got to figure out your life. So that kind of projection, that's part of negativity, to say, oh yeah, you got to change other people. You notice the dictators, the demagogues, it's all projection. It's there's a saying, the accusations of a narcissist are confessions. You notice that with these really destructive people, they accuse other people of exactly what they're doing. And the more you have clear vision with true positive beliefs, you can see it clearly. It's that's such a bad, mean person, and they're accusing other people of the stuff they're doing. But it's people with childhood trauma who grew up with so much abuse, they're kind of blind to it. They don't even know who to trust. They just know, I want a strong man, a strong figure, and I'm used to abuse. So yeah, if this person's nasty, that's okay. But if they're telling me all these lies, I better believe it. So you have compassion for people who have bought into so many negative beliefs. They just lost touch with their feelings. They don't trust their emotions. They're just going with the destructive people and feeling disempowered. You don't have to do that. So the more you clear up your beliefs, the more you will get straight through the most positive energy from your soul. So the level of, I know what I like, that is the start of spirituality, trusting that what's right for you is your spiritual path. There's something really profound about this. And the more you get on the spiritual path, I recommend dream interpretation, working with your dreams. You start to understand everything's a ritual. Everything has symbolic value. You could wake up from a nightmare and your human being is so scared. That's such an awful nightmare. But then you start understanding it symbolically. It's oh, I dreamt of the apocalypse. That doesn't have to happen, but maybe I had apocalyptic feelings about something. Maybe there's a situation I need to change. When you change a situation, your dreams change the next night totally for the new energy. Your life is actually changing too. Physical life is a kind of waking dream. So the more you master being able to take things into a spiritual, symbolic view of things, the more you don't have to manifest it. So when life is going your way, that means that positive beliefs are bringing through what the source wants for you. Fine, enjoy it. But when things don't go your way, it doesn't mean that life is bad for you. It means that you're getting some false beliefs. Get back to that level. Pull back from physical reactions. Embrace your emotions, but without having to react to them. Get to that level of, what was I believing? Oh, I was believing all people are cheaters. That's why I immediately thought a little missing money was a cheater. Somebody stole from me. I've done this when I was younger. I would go into such reactions. I would miss the obvious solution that nobody was out to get me. The thing I was missing was a drop behind the sofa or something. But no, I'm all paranoid. I got to find the person who took it. It's that's what's happening with negativity. It keeps you running after false ideas of what's out to get you instead of letting the universe help you to just find the next step of what would work for you. So knowing what you like is the first level of beliefs. I believe this would be good for me. I like it. The second level of beliefs is a kind of the human potential level of like, what can I do to get more of what I like, more likes? And so this is like the level of psychology, dressing for success, smile if you want people to like you, and it's valid. It's perfectly valid up to a point. Basically, you're saying, I like this job, so I'll dress well and do my best at the interview. So I'm increasing my chances of getting what's around that I like. That's the second level of growth, is that you're doing things to engage more of what you like. So this is obviously not the negative direction. You're not engaging what you don't like to fight it. You're engaging more of what you do like. Trusting the universe will help you. Trusting that if I get my positive attitudes together, I'm in the best position to get the job, to get the relationship, to get whatever. But you still might not get it, because just having a good attitude isn't necessarily the most empowering thing. There's a lot of psychology that says like, oh yeah, law of attraction, that's just, being positive, so you're maximizing your chances of getting stuff and somebody else won't take it from you. No, you want to go further to the level of the metaphysics, the metaphysical potential. This is the level of choices of beliefs where you believe what you want can manifest. It doesn't matter how like unrealistic or whatever. If you really feel it in your heart, if you're really joyful, if you're really excited, visualize it and the universe will get a way to get it to you. So this is where people become power manifestors. It's like, and some people are, for whatever reason, because we're all individuals, we all have different paths, different skills, different strengths that come naturally. Some people are really great manifestors. They say like, I visualize this and I got it perfectly. And then you may try it and you're like, I visualized it, I didn't get it perfectly. What's going on? Belief systems. Work out your belief system. So at the metaphysical level of manifesting anything you want, this is about how to handle what you don't like, how to handle your dislikes, how to handle what you don't like, because you won't always get what you demand from the universe. People in metaphysics, in the law of attraction, they can become very demanding, very peevish, right? Like, I told the universe I want this and I got it, but then another day I didn't get it. Who's against me? Who was in my way? Was I bad? False beliefs. Nobody's bad. It's just that just being like this sort of ego who like, I tell the universe what I want and it will give it to me. No. You're going to get naturally what's right for you, and you will not get what's not right for you. The universe is trying to help you. So you can still feel a lot of blockages at this level here. You want to get to the fourth level of belief systems, and this is the spiritual relationship. This is where you're a spiritual human being and you're working with your soul. This is where all the stress of like metaphysical level, I've got to do the visualization manifestation techniques perfectly. No, you don't. Oh, I got to do the human potential level of like, dressing for success and good attitudes and engage what I like perfectly. No, you don't. And I've got to always know what I like. No, you don't. The ultimate manifestation technique is being in a relationship with the source, with the universe, because it knows what's good for you. It knows what you're going to like. It knows how you can get it. It just trust. And this is where, like a couple of weeks ago, and it's now on my YouTube channel so you can watch it, the talk about be your own best friend to manifest a good life automatically. This is where, and I think, I want to wrap this up. So this is the good point of like, you just need to let go of the negative. You don't have to work hard to get the positive. Just be your own friend, take good care of yourself, and be willing to learn the lessons of life, that what's not good for you, you can let it go. What's happening is people get stuck in suffering. And there's a lot of people in the world today, like tribes that are at war with each other. They don't belong together. Incompatible belief systems. See, for a long time, Earth is a very generous planet with a lot of different ecosystems, animals that don't belong in each other's ecosystem, but the Earth keeps it all together. The Earth is a very fertile, abundant place with a diversity of life forms. That's a clue that Earth is a master class in learning how to see all the possibilities and find what's right for you. So for a long time, humanity has tolerated incompatible belief systems, people that like don't belong together, and they would even like get paranoid and kill each other. And that's what we're seeing in the world today. A lot of people who are paranoid that the other side is going to kill them. Doesn't matter if you're which side of the political spectrum you're on. If you're paranoid that the other side is going to try to kill you and you got to change them, you're another dominator. You're not working with the universe. It's a tough pill to swallow, because it's very easy to say like, that person's mean and they've done awful things to me, and they play a victim, but well, they are a victim. Everybody's going back to their own trauma, their own abuse. No, the real solution to all of the stress is to focus on what you like and work with the universe, who will give you everything. You have a soul. You have a place to thrive. You have a way to thrive. More than just like, I got to find the right place to be with the right people. It's the way to handle every situation, the way you are, the kind of love you are. Like some people are just really into honesty and vulnerability. Like let them use those qualities in the most positive way. That will guide them. Like other people have different strengths. Find your strengths and believe in it. See, a lot of times in the spiritual path, you see other people with like, oh, they're a medium. They have amazing skills. They can do this. They can manifest. They see auras. I wish I could do that. No, you will have any power that you need when you need it, when you embrace who you really are. You got to see what's in your life already that's magical, that you just weren't appreciating and making use of. You already have sensitivities and skills that are actually your spiritual powers, but you just don't trust them because the negative beliefs say, no, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, so what if I'm a really sweet person and I know this and that? That doesn't matter. I got to be like those people over there. No, be yourself. That's where you get to be friends with yourself. You like, oh, I realize, like what I was saying earlier, how to handle people that you really conflict with. You decide how much to interact with them, but you speak from I. You don't try to dominate. Just say like, if I were you, I would try this. It might help you, whatever. And then let them go their own way. Because the ultimate goal is you're trying to clarify your values, what kind of person you are. What I would do in that situation, those people just keep not doing what I would do. Well, obviously I don't belong with them. I need to do more of what I would do. A lot of the things we see in the world, really unprincipled, horrific behavior from people, let it be like highlighting, emphasizing how much more you want to practice your principles. Those people are so dishonest and cruel. Well, the antidote to that is I'm going to be that much more clear. My honesty is really valuable. I kind of doubted myself. It's like, yeah, I've always been kind of this honest person. I tell the truth what I can. But I thought that just made me a sucker. No, that makes you powerful. That is your superpower. When you realize like the ways in which other people don't do the things you would do more of what you would do, that's your superpower. You will be in a relationship with yourself as your own best friend. You will discover the source of all consciousness of your own path within you. And that's when you are guided safely around any situation. So that, like I was saying, so false negative beliefs, they invert the truth. They're very unoriginal. I gotta conclude this, so I will. So, but get a sense of like, there's really only one real game in town. This is why they say only love is real. And this is why if you work on getting to know yourself and practice more of your own values, your own positive energy, you have that forever within yourself. You're secure. It's only when you chase the outer world and try to good and bad things and try to maximize the good and get rid of the bad, then you lose your center. No, from your center, you always have the infinite path of your own source and soul. So what was the point I was about to make? I don't know. I need to wrap this up anyway. But the idea of being your own best friend, trusting your source, trusting your soul, you will be on your own path. Yes, the idea of false beliefs, they invert the truth. They're unoriginal. It's not like they have an alternate way of looking at things that could work. No, they're really just literally inverting. Like, you're a really good person. False beliefs say you're a really bad person. You're really, when you do something bad, your false beliefs say, oh, that's so brilliant. Like, oh, you really smited your enemy. You really like got rid of that person. Oh, yeah, that was so great. It's like, yeah, but I feel bad. Like, I don't want to be a part of a world of people like putting each other down. Oh no, you were brilliant. That's great. False beliefs, they totally lie. So one of the big lies is that the way the universe works. The lies will say, oh, the universe, it's a big, scary, dangerous place, but there are pockets of safe places you need to get to, when it's actually the complete reverse. The universe is a big, helpful, friendly, loving place, and there are just pockets of people holding on to false beliefs that make them react dangerously. So don't have to go be with those people. Get with the program. Get with that love. Only love is real. Love will guide you in your own path, in your own way, to all the safe places. Oh, yes, sorry, running over time even with the talk part, but I wanted to conclude with this point. The fact that false negative beliefs, they invert, they change the meaning of all your human emotions. So I already talked about how anger doesn't mean stay angry, chase the bad guys, get rid of all the bad things. You're going to stay angry that way. No, anger means a quick burst of self-assertiveness. I'm angry. That's not right for me. Now I focus on what is right for me. My anger dissipates. I become more principled, more happy with myself. I meet better friends. So all the unpleasant emotions are meant to focus you on a change to make. Fear. I want to say this final point. Fear. That's where all the power is coming from for all the negativities these days. People are following dictators or staying in worlds where they don't belong because they're too afraid to leave. That's because false negative beliefs, one of their great victories is to rewrite what fear even means. You know what fear means? Fear does not mean something bad's going to happen. That's what the false negative beliefs say. You're afraid because something bad's going to happen. You got to react. You got to shoot the bad guys or run away, fight or flight. Appease and freeze. There's actually 4 survival reactions, but appease is where you go along with things. Freeze is where you're paralyzed to disassociate. Flight is where you run away. Fight is where you stay and fight. But all 4 survival reactions, they're predicated on the idea of a big, bad, scary world. You got to do something to survive. When it's a big, friendly world, don't buy into the false beliefs that would make you do the wrong thing. Fear. What fear really means? Fear means something good will happen. And fear is showing you that you have a false belief that is making you your own worst enemy. If you believe the false beliefs, such as bad guys are against you, got to get rid of the bad guys, you'll miss the good that could have happened to you. So try to rewrite your own emotional responses. When you get afraid, start realizing actually, there's probably something really good that was meant to happen for me. I've got to clear out some of my false ideas that kept me looking in the wrong direction, catastrophizing, whatever. The more you can get into the present, you can get with the source, get with the program, get with the love. It will guide you to what is good that's meant to happen. Very scary time in the world today, right? It's because something really good is going to happen. Something really good is meant to happen. And we just had to clear out the false beliefs, let go of the old stuff that doesn't work, never worked. So the really good stuff can happen, which includes, various things you want to believe in. They're true. There are really angelic, positive ETs who have solutions for all our problems. We just need to be ready to allow there to be a universe of other beings who love us. There are angels, there are ascended masters, there are nature spirits. You can work with nature. There are higher selves of people. We are our own higher selves. There's a whole level of positive energy that you can tune into that makes all the negativity like nothing in comparison. So that's where I want to stay, wrap up the talk, that you just recognize false beliefs. They make you feel bad because they're not true, not because they are true. True beliefs are going to get you on track with the source. You'll feel safer. You'll feel better. You'll be able to focus on what's right for you. Your life will become magical and amazing.